Good morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'll get straight into it this week. Let's see, fuck. Good morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. Before I go any further, for any of you out there that are expecting another hour and 15 minutes video today, I think you're going to be sadly disappointed. I think it'll come in between 30 and 45 minutes, but I've got quite a bit to get through, so we'll see how we do. I'll crack straight on. Comments on last weekend's video. Scott, excellent video, Tony. So good to see you back. Cheers, Scott. Much appreciated. It's good to be back, mate. Thank you for the kind words on my videos. Highly recommend Untamed Heart. I'm going to try and get hold of this one. As I said last week, I thought Marissa Tomei was brilliant in My Cousin Vinny. I can't think of anything else that she's been in. There's a movie called Moonstruck with Cher, which I imagine she would look brilliant in. But I'll have a look. She's probably in the cast list of that one, but we'll have a look at that one. But I will be checking out Untamed Heart at some point soon. You say it's fantastic. Glad you enjoyed Crossroads. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I was going to come up with some joke about Meg Mortimer and the Crossroads Motel, but half of you won't even remember that, so I'm not going to bother with that one. And yes, it is a Spanish import, and it does play on a UK player. So I may just grab myself a copy of that, because I was actually rather taken with that film. Also, amazing answers to those Q&A questions. Loved hearing those. Awesome stuff, mate. Cheers, Scott. As I say, if you do any more like that, I'll probably be nicking those off you. But I'm going to be on the hunt for other questions, because I quite enjoy stuff like that. So if you guys have got any questions for me, just send me one each. I'll string them together and I'll answer them. It doesn't have to be movie related. It can be sort of music, TV, anything really. Just anything that you fancy asking me. So I'll throw that one out there for you. So cheers for all that, Scott. Dave Oliver, great to have you back, mate. Yeah, cheers, Dave. I'm going to be catching up on all your videos over the next couple of days. There's 3 or 4, probably 5, that I've not had a chance to watch yet. So I will be having a look at those and catching up with your Halloween reviews. I think I only got as far as Halloween 2, so I've got another 3 of those at least to watch. And you've got one up there on movie news, which I'm really looking forward to having a look at. So yeah, I'll be catching up with all that over the next couple of days, mate, and I'll be giving you my thoughts next weekend on that one. Rick, good old Rick, advice: don't watch any Marvel or DC movies. I haven't watched any for nearly 20 years and I'm doing okay. So the other end of the scale there's those that absolutely love the Marvel movies. There's me sort of in the middle saying I like the ones I watch, but you know, I've had enough of them and this, that and the other. And then there's Rick here who just absolutely obviously can't stand the bloody things. Never microwave cold pizza, it turns rubbery. Put it in the oven on 180 for 10 minutes. I don't think that's going to be an issue for me. I can't stand pizza after it's gone cold, full stop. As soon as it starts to get sort of lukewarm towards the cold scale, I tend to leave it, even if it's just been delivered. So I have had pizza warmed up in the oven before, but it, like you say, it's never the same. It really isn't. So no, that's not going to be an issue for me. Glad you've got all your trials and tribulations sorted out, mate. Good to see you again, Tony, buddy. It's really good to be back, Rick. As I said, I have missed it over the last few weeks, just sitting here chatting with you like with the brew. So yeah, loved you replacing my head with yours, by the way. That hasn't been done for a few weeks. So yeah, it was good to see one of those again. I asked about your one night rental movie last week, basically how we get to see it, because I believe it's now completed. You've wrapped filming, and you were saying that not entirely sure. It will probably be a website to order through primarily, but then I honestly don't know. It's in the hands of the director and the producer. Get you. So I mean, if you haven't done it already, I believe there's a Facebook page. If you pop over to the Facebook page, I would imagine if you put one night rental in, you'll find it. And just like the page, just have a look. There's some cracking stuff on there, photographs from you know, the production and all that sort of thing. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this movie, Rick. It's weird because I thought it was originally, I thought it was a kind of I hesitate to say this, like an amateur production and this, that and the other, but if you look at some of the pictures on the Facebook page with the boom mics and the cameras, this is a film. This is a fully fledged film. And I, for one, I'm really, really looking forward to seeing it. I know a couple of others have sort of commented asking how they get to see it. So keep us posted on that one, Rick, because you're going to be getting a few orders for that. I believe it premieres at a small cinema in Derby at some point, which is obviously something I'm not going to bother with, but I will almost definitely grab a copy of the DVD or Blu-ray if it makes it to Blu-ray. So yeah, keep us posted about that one, mate, because we're all interested in that one. Mark, talk to me. I enjoyed it, but would I watch it again or buy it? Probably not. But that said, I would recommend you watch it. Why would you recommend I watch it? I know about the scene with the eyeball and the dying kangaroo. There's another bit halfway through it that I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me what it is. I will take a look at it, but I know for a fact for me it's not going to be an easy watch. But I will be taking it in at some point. I will ask another person that I know was due to watch it what they thought of it, and basically whether they think I'll make it through to the end, because she knows pretty much what I'm like. So I'll keep you posted on that one, but thanks for that, Mark. Guy, great vid, mate. Tea, sausage and egg butty and Tony time. Happy guy equals happy guy. Easily pleased, aren't you, mate? I'm really pleased. Yeah, I'm chuffed you're all pleased to see me back. It is good to be back. Mark, you sent me a meme in the not a meme, a GIF, is it? In the form of a grinning dog. Welcome back, kind of missed you. Cheers, Mark. Good to be back. And I've also had happy dance gifts from Jason K, Callie, and another one from Mark. So yeah, as I say, it's really, really good to be back. I've missed this. I just need a week or two to get back into my stride. I did all the notes for this one basically this morning. Now next week I can work on it for 15-20 minutes a night, just catch up with all the posts on Facebook and the comments on YouTube and this, that and the other, copy and paste them, and I will literally be ready to go Sunday morning, so I won't have to spend the first sort of 2 to 3 hours copying and pasting notes and getting all that to get that organised. That's the plan for next week. So we'll see how we go with that. Steve Mack, let me just scroll up a minute. Where are we? Nice to see you back, Tony. Been working with a new camera. It's taken a while to get it all lined up, but pleased with the results. You're another one that I've got videos to catch up on. You've got 3 Let's Talk Criterion videos, which I really, really need to watch, including one that I'm definitely going to be getting, whether it be for Christmas or whether I buy it myself, and that's The Last Picture Show, the Jeff Bridges movie. Yeah, I will be catching up on those, and I presume I will see the results of this new camera on these videos that you've tried. So I do keep meaning to get one at some point, but I had such a bad experience with the last one that I got. Like I said before, all I want is something that I can just do what I'm doing with this phone, just point it at me and start it going, and not have to worry about shutter speed and all this crap. Because I'm just not a photographer. I would not have a clue where to start with all that. But at the moment, this seems to be doing the job. So I'm probably going to stick with the phone until it literally quits on me. Let's see, Dave Taylor, my old cohort from the warehouse. Tony, I had a similar feeling about The Mission, but watched it because it was De Niro. Yeah, we were talking last week about forgotten movies on VHS and movies that just basically sat there on the shelf for years. And I showed no interest in them any more than anybody else did, and The Mission was one of them. I've managed to get hold of a copy, and I will be taking a look at it, because this is a mission that I'm on next year, is to dig up all of these old VHS titles from years and years ago, mostly from the 80s, that basically sat on the shelf gathering dust. Nobody took them out. I never showed any interest on them, and I think it's time that I pulled a couple of them off the shelf and had a look at them, and The Mission is probably going to be the first one. You said you believed it was directed by Scorsese. You'd only seen it once and it didn't really appeal to you. I don't know whether it'll appeal to me until I actually watch it. And then you said you were wrong. The director is Roland Joffrey. So, I thought it was Scorsese as well, so you weren't the only one on that one. Jason P, I've got to scroll right up for this because you've given me your usual epic reply, which I'm really, really grateful for. So it gives me loads to chat about. Brilliant video, mate. Great to have you back. Thanks, Jace. Good to be back, as I say. If you have to ask us if you should bin or keep a film, then your answer is bin it. It means you don't want it but need convincing to keep it. I probably will bin it. The more I think about it, as much as I enjoyed watching it, am I actually going to watch another? I think it was 2 hours and 10 minutes in all. Am I going to watch it again? Probably not. It's one of those movies that you know the story, you know exactly how it goes, you know how it finishes, and as well as it was done, I've got so many movies to get through, I can't see the point in watching something more than once. And that goes for new movies, as you know. I don't usually watch new films more than once, just the once, and that's it, I'm done with it, no matter how good they are. The only ones I tend to repeat watch are the old classics. But yeah, I think I've covered this one before, so I probably will end up binning that one. That'll be the first one for the next trip to the charity shop. Let's see, what have we got? Oh, movie lengths. You're on about movie lengths. On Sunday we'll be watching the 4-hour version of Justice League. Not seen it yet. I've watched half hour of it a few years ago, but my dodgy stick was playing up, so didn't finish it off. It's the final bin it or keep it on my movie project, which has been going on since March 2020. That was lockdown. If you all remember, I planned to watch all of my 1,200, blimey, or thereabouts movies before the end of 2024. Well, I only have about 50 left to watch, and I'll do that before Christmas. So I did it with a year to spare. I probably only got rid of about 30 movies in total, so not too bad. I'm looking at getting rid of a hell of a lot more than that. I looked at the sort of the stacks of movies on the shelf last night, and I thought, I reckon I could get rid of at least half of those. You know, a quarter of them I looked at and I thought, why on earth did you even buy that? So yeah, I think my bin it or keep it is going to run for quite a while. MCU, here we go. Fuck that shit of watching them in order. There's more crap than good. I only like a few of them. I'll do a separate post for you on those, which you did. Get the Spider-Man movies watched. I loved all 8, but the last 3 were just brilliant. But this is where you can't just watch the last 3. You do have to watch all previous 5. Spider-Man No Way Home is just brilliant, and it's no wonder it did so well. Yeah, I really am looking forward to the Spider-Man ones. I believe I've seen the first Tobey Maguire movie, which I think was the Green Goblin, was the villain in that one. I didn't see any of the others. There were 3 of them, I believe. So yes, I will be more than interested to watch that, and it's good to know that I can actually watch them without spontaneously combusting or something out of order. So no order, just watch what you want to watch. I don't watch any of the series to go with it. I can't be asked with the movies half the time, Jay, so I certainly couldn't be bothered with the series. I recently watched all my Marvels in my movie project. Did I watch them in order? Did I balls? Straight to the point, I like it. Leave it with me for the 80s double features. I'm probably going to put something on a little bit later, actually, so if you know about this already, please forgive me. I had another idea last night. Rather than suggesting a double feature, how does this sound? Suggest to me a classic 80s movie or 70s, and I will tell you what I would pair it up with as a double feature. Now that could be interesting, and occasionally I might throw it back at you. I might suggest one and say, right, you guys, what would you send this out on the cinema circuit with on a double feature? So if I've already come out with this one and put a post on, do forgive me, because you'll already know about this, but I think that could be quite interesting. So just throw an 80s, 70s, even 60s or before, whenever, movie, and I will tell you what I would pair it up with as a double feature, and that could be interesting. I like the sound of that. You also put a post about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. It's hitting Disney Plus in December. Now you put December 1st. I've got a funny feeling it's a little bit later than that. I'm sure I had a look on there a few nights ago, and I'm fairly sure it was, I think it was something like the 14th or something like that. I was expecting it to be premiered on Christmas Day. I mean, it would have been the perfect Christmas Day premiere. So it gets a premiere 3 days before its physical release. I got rid of Disney Plus, didn't really watch it, and they banged £3 on the price too. they've got a nasty habit of doing this, haven't they? They're all doing it. Netflix have done it. It's only a matter of time before Prime do it. It's irritating. It's like they hook you in, give you a decent selection of movies to look at, and basically say, right, well, you can pay a bit more money for it now. So I don't know. Disney Plus. I mean, I will keep it because it's got a wealth of stuff on there. There's loads of gear on there. And all the other subscription channels that I do actually pay for, like Prime, Netflix, Shudder, BFI, and all that. But there will come a point where they will outprice themselves, and I'm going to think, do you know what? I'll just buy the Blu-rays of the ones that I want and get rid of them if I don't like them. But we'll see how we go with it. And as for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, I will be getting that on 4K. I do want to watch that in its best possible way. And in the best possible quality. And I know that when you stream, it's high quality, but it's not. It is compressed, obviously, so it won't look as good as it will on 4K. And that, I think, is one, along with Oppenheimer. And there's another one that I can't think of. There's a third one that I fancy a look at. But I will be getting those on 4K. So the premiere of Dial of Destiny on Disney Plus won't really wish to be on that one. Yeah, you also put the only Marvel movies I own and rate as any good. They may not be part of the MCU claptrap, but these are the Marvel characters. But these are Marvel characters. P.S. I know you hated Deadpool movies, but I have to include them as I love them and I own them. It just did nothing for me. It was one of these movies that for ages everybody was saying, "Have you seen Deadpool? Have you seen Deadpool?" No. And it's, you've got to watch it. Everybody was banging on about it. So one afternoon I thought, you know what? I'm going to get it. So I ordered it off Amazon, got it for about £1. It turned up, I watched it, and I must have got about a quarter of the way through it and thought, is this really the movie they all think is so brilliant? Because I don't get it. To me, it was just a sweary superhero. That's pretty much all it was. Maybe I was missing the point. I don't know. Maybe you can clue me up on that one, Jace. But I can't say it did an awful lot for me. But you got some interesting ones on that list. Ant-Man. I actually wouldn't mind a look at that one. I would imagine that's quite a standalone one. I think there's two, isn't there? Ant-Man and the Wasp or something like that. So yeah, I wouldn't mind that one. Darkman. I saw that a long time ago. This is a Sam Raimi film. Really, really good. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. The original Incredible Hulk with the legendary Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk. Absolutely brilliant, superb series. I've actually got the whole series on DVD upstairs, and it's one that I do keep meaning to watch and have another look at. But yeah, I loved the original Hulk from the 70s, which is why I love the original Spider-Man from the 70s and Wonder Woman from the 70s. The 70s was just brilliant for superheroes, just basic superheroes. They didn't rely on CGI. It was all sort of practical effects, and I just thought they were great. You know what I mean? There's obviously a great nostalgia factor attached to them, because they remind me obviously of a time when life was a lot simpler than it is now. I just love them. So yeah, I totally get that one. The X-Men films, never had any interest in them at all. I believe Wolverine is supposed to be quite good. And I would imagine that Patrick Stewart is excellent as the guy in the wheelchair, but as for the movies, I've never had any interest on them. So that's the MCU pretty much. I will be watching the Spider-Man ones. I'll probably hunt down the Ant-Man movies. The good thing is they are all on Disney Plus, and as I'm actually paying for that, I don't need to buy any more on Blu-ray. The ones that I'd actually bought on Blu-ray, which is the first probably 4 or 5, have now gone to the RSPCA. So again, there's no point in keeping them because I can't see me ever watching them again. The only one I ever watched twice was the very first one, the Captain America, the First Avenger, is that what it was called? I watched that one once, and then I left off the MCU for about 6 months, and I thought, I'll start it again, but I need to watch that first one again, which is what I did. But again, I'll only watch them once, so Disney Plus will do for me. So Doctor Who, Guy and Chris, you'll like this one. Started this. this morning. Power of the Daleks. This is the first Troughton adventure. Now, none of these episodes exist anymore. So what they've had to do is reconstruct it via animation from the audio files. So basically the audio edition of these still exists, and they've built an animation thing around it, and I have to say it looks really good. I was not looking forward to this one because I thought all I want to do is get all these cartoon ones out of the way and get into the meat of it, the proper Troughton adventures, the live action ones. But this is actually not bad. The first episode is showing great promise, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting to the proper Troughton adventures. I've got very few of them, so I'll need to order them as they come up in order. I know they're all on iPlayer, but I've been collecting Doctor Who DVDs for years, so I might as well finish off the ones that I haven't got. I think the one that comes after this, I think, is it the Highlanders, or is it another, or is it the Underwater Menace, or is it the Moon Base? Can't remember. I did look at the episode guide this morning, and I thought I need to get the next one on order while I'm watching this one. But this is a cracking set. It's a Blu-ray, 3 discs, absolutely rammed with special features, different ways that you can watch the actual episodes, black and white, animated, colour, animated, all that sort of thing. But as I say, first episode showed great promise. I'm looking forward to getting through that one. I might even watch another episode a little bit later, actually. What have I got here? Jason Kerr, our Ginger Ninja. That post that you put on. Over the weekend I went on a tour to a pioneer village, and one of the buildings was a treasure trove of old movie equipment and posters. What a place. I'm guessing this was their local cinema, and I'm guessing it was out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what a pioneer village is, so maybe a little explanation on that one. But it looked amazing. You got old tattered movie posters, vintage projectors. It looked amazing. It's the kind of place I would just want to move into, and if ever there was a place to screen retro double features, that is it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was really impressed with that. Gareth, I need to watch these VHS charts from the 1980s. I watched about a couple of minutes of one this morning, and I thought, hang on a minute, there's 3 or 4 of these, so I'm going to catch up with those. They look amazing. The first one I watched, or the first one I saw the first few minutes of, brought back so many memories. I just looked at it, I remember that being on the video shelf. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a look at those, and I will be talking about those on next week's video. So let's see. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire teaser trailer dropped this week, and I have to say it looks bloody amazing. I think everybody pretty much agrees with that. So we've had Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, now we've had Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Let's see, Guy, you said that looks shit hot. Half Ghostbusters, half disaster movie. That could be a cinema job. Easy, Hoss. I'm not sure whether it will be a cinema job, but I will definitely be up for watching it. Absolutely. Jason, it should have been out next month. Yeah, I would imagine every movie nowadays seems to be delayed one way or another through either the writer's strike or the actor's strike, or one reason or another. So it doesn't surprise me. I believe it's March next year now. Dave Oliver, you did a trailer reaction. You loved it and can't wait for it. I did enjoy Ghostbusters Afterlife. I need to have another look at it. In fact, I would love to watch them all. The only one I've not seen is the 2016 all-female Ghostbusters, which it's a real divisive one. Some love it and some hate it. I don't know. I do need to have a look at that one, but watching them all in order again would be a good thing to do before watching Frozen Empire. For no other reason, just to catch up with them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Caroline, you put a post on about Melody from 1971. A wonderful film, which I did mean to bring in to show the sleeve off. I've forgotten I've left it in there, so I might do it later on. It is one that I'm going to catch up on. It's a story of first love. It stars Mark Lester and Jack Wilde, who were the 2 lads from Oliver, in their first pairing since that movie. It is a charming film. It's got the most amazing Bee Gees soundtrack. It's got the most amazing 1970s feel to it. The first time I watched this, I thought, this is what school is like. This is exactly what school in the early 70s is like. So I'll try and dig the sleeve out for that one. I'm definitely going to watch it. I need to introduce Rob to it because he's never heard of it. He's seen Oliver and he thought that was really good, but he's never heard of this one, so we've got to watch this one. So I will be digging that one out. Let's see. Lee Barber, you posted a clip from Tropic Thunder on the group. I've never seen it. I mean, I'm told it's one of the most politically incorrect movies ever, and if you like Blazing Saddles, you'll love this. And the clip that you put on is Robert Downey Jr. in complete blackface. Now, I'm going to read out some comments here because this is something that I bang on about quite a bit. People being offended by things. These are random comments from underneath the video on YouTube. As a black man, I never found this even remotely offensive. Hell, he was the main reason I like this movie. Superb acting, great social commentary, and pure hilariousness. You can't argue with that. Here's another one. As a black man, I promise you none of us are offended by this. This is epic on every level. I don't know who claimed we were mad at this, but it's complete bullshit. Y'all believe anything, he says. Ask any black person if they're offended by this. This is genius. Made me love Robert Downey Jr. Need I say more? Here's another one. To anyone getting offended, this isn't Robert Downey Jr. doing blackface. He's playing a dude who is a dude disguised as another dude. That pretty much explains it. Here's another one. One of the most brilliant movies half the country has never seen. I've never seen it. So good. I'm black and find it so funny. He was not stereotyping in any insultive way. He was just playing a black guy. And here's the final word, a classic. From back when people actually had a sense of humour. It's one of my all-time favourites. We will never see a movie like this again. And I tend to agree with that. I agree with all of that. We have just, as I've said before, forgotten how to laugh at ourselves. Everybody's so tightly wound about this racial, bloody sexist nonsense, woke crap. And that pretty much sums it up. And most of the comments on there, and I was going to read some more out, but I think that's enough. But I looked down the list of comments for a good 20 minutes, and they were all praising it. There were none in there, not one saying, you know, this is really offensive, this is wrong, you can't be posting things. Nothing like that. I'm beginning to wonder whether these people even exist, or is this something that the studios have invented just so they can tinker with things and cut things and take things out. It's just complete and utter bollocks, and I will be coming back to this again. So thanks for posting that, Lee. I thought it was brilliant, and I will be taking a look at Tropic Thunder. After watching that clip, I don't think I cannot take a look at Tropic Thunder. So I will definitely let you know what I think of that. I shall dig it out and have a look. But yeah, woke nonsense gone fucking mad as usual. So right, I'm going to take a quick break. I've got a little bit more to get through, not a massive amount, but a few bits. So I'll be back in a few seconds. And we're back. Right, that little break has given me the chance to nip into the other room and get my Blu-ray of Melody. This is the movie that I was talking about just before the break. The screenplay was actually written by Alan Parker, i.e. Midnight Express, Bugsy Malone, Birdie I think was one of his. He's done some absolutely amazing films, and he wrote the screenplay for this. As I say, I do need to watch it again because I haven't seen it for quite a while. I get the feeling with it being 1971, there'll be a few un-PC moments in there, which I'm really looking forward to. So, but yeah, I'll let you know what how this holds up when I've watched it again. I haven't seen it, like I say, for decades, probably since it premiered on sort of terrestrial TV, which would have been sort of mid to late 70s, I'd have thought. So I've not seen it since then. But as soon as I spotted this Blu-ray, I thought I'll have that because I know for a fact I'm pretty much going to enjoy it. But that's the back of it. So I'll let you know what I think of that when I've actually watched it. Right, what have I got here? Just bear with me one moment while I just scroll up a bit. Oh, Lee, we're talking to you, weren't we, about Tropic Thunder. You also put a trailer on. for a movie called The Fall Guy. Now, I know this is based on a series from, is it the 80s or the 90s? I've never seen it. I know it starred Lee Majors. I was a big Lee Majors fan because I loved The $6 Million Man. So I don't quite know why I never bothered with this one, but I've never seen a single episode of it. But watching that trailer, I'm guessing that movie bears absolutely no resemblance to the original series, because I'm fairly sure that a lot of the stuff that was in that trailer would not have featured in the series. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me that one. But I definitely wouldn't mind a look at this series if I can find somewhere that's streaming it, or find somewhere that I can grab a copy of it. I will almost certainly have a look at it. I'm guessing it's the kind of thing I probably would like if I took the trouble to watch it. But the thing is, with a lot of these American series, and you'll bear me out on this, they run for years. Like now, they don't just do 1-2 seasons. You're into like season 7, season 8, and each season has got like 20 something episodes. So they run for years, which are brilliant if you want to live to be about 150. But when you're 61 years of age, you think, you know, do I really want to spend 90 something hours watching? Lost was the classic one. My God, that ran forever. But this is what they're like. But I definitely wouldn't mind a look at the series if anybody knows where it's streaming. So thanks for that one, Lee. Mark, you put a video on of you. It didn't show you, but you were watching Carry On Camping, which was completely unexpected. I didn't see that one coming at all. Caught us all off guard. Guy said, "You'll love it." You replied, "You'd think so, wouldn't you? But I don't see me lasting more than half an hour. Ye of little faith." I'd be very curious to know what happened with that. Guy replied to that, "Oh mate, stick at it." And Jason, you said we need a video review after. Now then, hours passed, and I mean hours, and nothing. And Jason, you put, "Has anyone heard from Mark since this video?" Two things could have happened. He's either loved this and has been watching Carry-Ons all day, which I think is highly unlikely personally, or he's fell out with us, which I think is extremely likely because we made him watch something that he really didn't want to watch. So yeah, this has probably already been answered by now. But if it hasn't, Mark, what happened? What did you think of Carry On Camping? I think I pretty much know, but I'd be curious to find out from yourself. So, Jason Kerr, our Ginger Ninja, you posted a trailer for a movie, a monster movie called Bad CGI Gator. The title pretty much says it all. The tagline on it is reptile dysfunction, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. Is the movie as good as a tagline? I don't know, because I've not dared watch it, but from the trailer, it looks a total hoot. It really does. It looks so much fun. The CGI gator is exactly what it says, bad. And it hovers. I don't quite know, but it hovers. It sort of flies. So, the sheer curiosity factor would make me want to watch this. Plus, if you were to see that trailer, you would absolutely think of me first. When you'd think of the target audience, let's say. Jace, have you actually watched this? Because I'd be really curious to know whether it's as bad as it actually looks. So keep us posted on that one. I've got here a note to the first retro double bill. I think we talked about this earlier, where you're going to send me a title from the 80s or the 70s or whenever, and I'm going to pair it up with another movie. But the first one I'm going to attempt myself is a movie called Night of a Thousand Cats. It's one that I've heard of on the Pure Cinema podcast. It sounds absolutely mental. It's from the early 70s. I have no idea what it's about. I've managed to get hold of a copy. I will be watching that, and I'll almost certainly be pairing that up with an Amicus film called The Uncanny. I think it's an Amicus film from 1977. Stars Peter Cushing, and it's just an anthology of stories, horror stories concerning cats. And I get the feeling that would marry up quite well with The Night of a Thousand Cats. But I'll watch them both, and I'll come back to you on that one over the next week or two. Plus, these retro double features. Do you remember the Retro Movie Zone Rialto? Oh God, this must be going back a bit. When I used to put now screening at the Retro Movie Zone Rialto, and I put a poster of the film underneath to show you what I was watching. That cinema would be perfect to screen these movies, as well as that Pioneer Village cinema, anything like that. So the Retro Movie Zone Rialto may well be making a return very shortly. What have I got here? Shows I grew up with. I've got here Thunderbirds, but I haven't got Thunderbirds in front of. I don't know where this has gone wrong. I've ended up with Dick Turpin. I remember watching this in the 80s. I think it was when it was first on. Stars Richard O'Sullivan as Dick Turpin. I remember it being a very good, quite light serial, in the vein of sort of Robin of Sherwood, that kind of thing. I haven't seen it for many, many years. This is another of those network releases that I'm really glad I held on to. So I will be taking a look at this at some point. Does anybody else remember this one? Richard O'Sullivan, the guy from Man About the House and Robin's Nest. I'd love to say it's good, but I can't remember. I do remember kind of enjoying it. And as soon as I saw this, I think it was a stupid price. It was about £10 or something for a 5-disc set. I thought, yeah, I'll have that. I'll relive some memories, but I've not had a chance yet. So let me know what you thought of that one if you've seen it. Right, bin it or keep it for this week. Just pull that down. Tombstone. I would like to do a proper review of this, and I'll tell you for why. I was looking through some of my old videos the other night, and I've never scrolled down far enough to see the most popular videos that I've done. I did a video review of Kes. I think it was only about 6 or 7 minutes, the 1969 movie, and it got something like 960 something views, and I thought, is this why my views are sort of, I mean, I'm stuck at the moment on sort of 36 or something like that, and that really doesn't bother me, but I'm really curious to see if I do a review of Tombstone, just a 5-6 minute chat about it, and do it as a standalone review and post it on YouTube, just to see how many views it gets, as opposed to the whole Saturday Movie TV Zone thing. But just to put you out of your misery, Chris, I absolutely love this. How can you not love a movie with a cast like this? Let me read these out. Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer. Is there any more? Oh, God, the writing's so damn small on this. Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Michael Biehn, Powers Booth, Sam Elliott, the legend, Stephen Lang, Bill Paxton, Jason Priestley. Wasn't Jason Priestley Beverly Hills 90210? Michael, I can't even read that. Billy Zane. I watched this and I thought, who's that guy? I know him from somewhere. The actor. And I looked at the cast at the end. Billy Zane, of course it is. To put you out of your misery, Chris, I will do a proper review of this, but I absolutely love this. I think I've got a new favourite Western. I'd have said before, probably last week actually, it would be The Good, The Bad and The Ugly, which I thought for all of its 3 hours was absolutely amazing. Brilliant movie. This, I think it tops it. It is just brilliant, and I will do a proper review of this, but I just wanted to tell you, as for Bin It or Keep It, this is a definite 100% keeper, so I will be holding on to that. But look out for a proper review of this. I'm going to keep it on here, and I'm going to see what happens with the sort of a 6 or 7 minute review that I haven't done for quite a while. Other movies that I watched last night, I did a double bill of obviously Tombstone and a movie called The Great Escaper. You may have heard of this. Michael Caine plays a 93-year-old guy married to Glenda Jackson, who is absolutely amazing in this. I didn't realise she still acted, but he plays a pensioner, a war veteran, who wants to go to the D-Day landings commemoration ceremony in France, books his tickets too late and can't get in, so he decides to make the journey on his own via bus, ferry, whatever means to get there. It is an absolutely amazing film. It really, really is. It's a British movie. It's just touching. It's lovely. It's a really, really lovely film. They play the most gorgeous couple. They really do. There was another film out last year called The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. And I've heard it said that the couple portrayed in that movie did not understand each other at all. They were constantly bickering. These are completely the opposite. They're just a really, really nice couple of people. It's a charming film. Highly recommended if you get a chance. It's only 90 minutes. There's nothing sort of, tragic in there or anything like that. It's just a really, really good, goes for the heart film, if you know what I mean. So I'd recommend that. It's called The Great Escaper. And last week I watched one called Take a Chance. Agnetha had, or still has probably, a stalker. She's had him for years. He makes her life miserable, and this was a documentary based around that situation. Creepy as hell. It really, really is. How these people ever get away with what they do, I don't know, and why anybody would want to go into the limelight and risk having somebody like this attach themselves to them is just incredible. But if you get a chance to watch it, it's highly recommended. It's addictive viewing. It's about 95 minutes, probably a little bit longer than that. But it's so worth it. It basically takes you inside the mind of this guy who sees things that just aren't there, relationships with her, this kind of a thing. I mean, she went into hiding years ago to basically get away from the public, from the music biz and all this sort of thing, and then she gets sort of stuck with this geezer who absolutely, he's written hundreds of letters to her, hundreds, possibly thousands. He just will not leave her alone, and he's made her life a living hell over the last few years. I think he's now got a restraining order, or she's now got a restraining order against him, so he can't actually go anywhere near her, but he still lives in the same district as she does, I believe. Oh no, he moved back to his hometown, that was it. But I mean, these restraining orders never last for long, so I mean, he'll probably end up back with her. But it's an interesting documentary. It's a little bit disturbing in parts. You look at it and you think, why? How on earth did that happen? So yeah, definitely worth watching. I think that's pretty much it for this week, folks. I'm just going to have a quick scroll up and make sure I've not missed anything. I'm sorry if this has sounded a little bit disjointed. I've kind of thrown this all together at the last minute, but next week I'll be taking my time, getting the notes right, sort of memorising little bits so I don't keep looking off screen, and it should all look a little more polished from next week. I've literally had a day to put this together. I've done it this morning. It took about 2 hours, but I really did need longer than that. So hopefully it will look a little better next week. So thanks ever so much for joining me. If you've enjoyed the video, just give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe and all that sort of thing. And I will be back again at the same time next week. Take care, folks. Have a brilliant week, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Ta-da.